Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Can you just talk into yours for a second,
Mic check,
please?
mic check. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Cool. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to the Chelsea Skidmore Show. I'm here today with my guest comedian Craig Phillip Conant.
Yeah, you did it.
Why are you saying your name? Do other people for some? It's a silent G.
Because it's a hard name. Because it's like spelled Conant and it's pronounced Conant. You know.
Conant.
Yeah. So
Conant.
It's like contradictory. It should technically be like Conant.
There's a piece of hair on the mic.
Thank you. It's probably mine.
I was just gonna say, who knows if it's mine or yours?
I know it's probably mine. We have nice hair.
Is that a French last name?
I think it's German English.
Yeah.
It means like rock dwell or some shit. I looked it up once when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I think it's like a stone that you make tools off of or some shit.
Chelsea is landing place for rock or limestone.
Yeah.
So we have stone names.
No wonder I love rocks, dude.
What the
I
fuck?
collect crystals and shit.
Do you?
Hell yeah.
So you're a spiritual guy.
Fuck yeah. Trying to be,
Steven
anyways.
told me he was just over at your place and you had a little setup, you know.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Positivity.
It's fucking... This world is exhausting with everything going on. I don't even want to name it, but whatever, war to homelessness. It's like, I just try to fucking be positive. It's not the easiest thing. You know? It's exhausting.
Totally.
Sometimes you just want to give up and be like, oh, fuck this fucking world. I'm fucking out of here.
But you're really good. Like, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. A group of us had all gone out to eat. Group of comics. And you were the most positive person there. And it's very attractive, to like be like an open, positive person who doesn't talk shit.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised when I meet someone who doesn't talk shit. Is that crazy?
No, because it's so easy to talk shit, and let's be honest, it's pretty fucking fun sometimes.
It's so fun!
And it's funny. And I'm still down with it, but it has to like fit in boxes. Like, is the person a complete shitbag and is it deserved? And secondly, like, if it's all I'm doing, that's when it's bad. Everybody loves to talk. It feels bad. You just go down the rabbit hole of negativity and hate, and that's bullshit, and there's no way to live or exist. But if it's just like a slam dunk, be like, yo, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then that can be fun, and I'm still down with that. But yeah, I'm just trying not to do it too much because it's negative and it overwhelms you, and yeah, it's fun, but just...
It keeps you in a negative, low vibration.
Yeah, in light dosages, and like to achieve a laugh. Like if you're talking shit and you're cracking up, that's just fine. But if you're just like, yo, fuck this person, why'd they get this? I'm funnier than them, then that's bad. That's the rabbit hole of just bullshit. Then you're a hater, and then you're just a fucking hater. A bitter beer face little bitch, as I like to say. I always say like bitter beer face bitch,
Yeah.
Like, remember those commercials, bitter beer face?
No, it sounds like the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah, you're just bitter. You're just fucking bitter. And
were you always this way, or is it something that you came into?
I learned everything in my life the hard way.
Did someone specifically teach you, or did something happen? Were you just kind of sick of living the way and you wanted to make a change?
I don't know if it was any moment or specific incident, but it was just like the exhausting lifestyle of living in your head, having fake arguments, like having conversations of arguments with people that it hasn't even happened yet. That conversation doesn't exist, but it exists in your mind, and that's exhausting. And I don't know if it was just like me just being like, why are you doing that? And like I watch a lot of inspirational shit, like I remember Drew Carey saying something like that. I grew up watching his show and I love him. He's the best. And I remember him saying, he said like while he was on I don't know if it was number one, but it hit sitcom.
Yeah.
and he had Whose Line Is It Anyway and Drew Carey show, and he was like improv team with his co-workers, actors on the Drew Carey show, and Whose Line Is It Anyways. They would do long form improv, and he said he would have these conversations in his head of like, no one could do improv and stand up and all this at this high of level and then he said, he's like, what are you doing? You know, I don't remember his exact words, but he's like, you're having a fake conversation and a battle with no one. It's just in your mind, and it's not a good way to live. Like, this is with him at the absolute peak of his success, and he still has The Price Is Right, and he's still rolling in the dough and funny as fuck. So but anyways, I'm just saying that's when he had 2 TV shows, and he's still going through that in his head, and he said, like, why? You know?
Yeah.
Like, and then he said in an interview, he's like, I'm not like that anymore. I don't waste my time on imaginative arguments in my mind over nothing. And also Jim Carrey said something very similar, basically the same shit.
Both Carreys.
Yeah, I know, right? I didn't even put that together. But he said the same shit. He's like, I was having all these like war and arguments with people in my head, and these conversations didn't even take place yet. Or if they did, like, I willed it and manifested it into existence because of pre-arguing.
Yeah.
You know, and it like really resonated with me. And that was some years ago, and of course everything takes a long time. And then I was just like, what do you, anytime I found myself in that war in my own mind, I was like, what are you doing? Like, why?
So it's become easier when you have a negative thought to be like, all right, like, to stop it. And do you have something you...
It just becomes easier to recognize as you practice and you just evolve. It's just like, yo, like, whatever. You don't know their story. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what producer they knew or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's their path. Like, fucking focus on your own. I've heard this through dozens and dozens of different comics from top to bottom. They're like, just focus on your career.
Yeah.
Like the horses, they put the blinders on, so you just run your race. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Like, yeah, so they get this right now, but you could come back later. You know, I mean, look at Sebastian. Selling out Madison Square Garden 4 times. Incredible. Like 5 years ago, he was, I don't even know, but I'm just saying, it wasn't that, you know?
Yeah,
he was probably selling out some clubs in some markets. And now he sold out Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
insane.
It took 25 years. I'm sure maybe 15 years in, somebody not as funny and talented as him got something massive. But now look at him is my whole point. Like,
did you read his book?
No, I didn't.
Oh, me neither.
But, yeah, it's just like, just do your race. You don't know. You don't know if you're going to be Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You know, it's the truth. It's the crazy, crazy truth that could happen to any of us.
So funny, there was this show that was just going on there, and my mom knew, and it was like a bunch of really big comics, you know, like Seinfeld and like a bunch of people, and she's like, oh, I know the guy who's doing it, do you want me to ask if you can do it? I was like, Mom, I'm not there yet. I love and hate this innocence of non-Hollywood people. Like, they're just like, oh, you should do Rogan. I'm like, fucking shit, Dad. Yeah.
You know, like, you don't think I want to do that?
Have you heard of America's Got Talent?
Yeah, you should sign up for that.
My dad says that to me all the time. He's like, you know, I see these people on America's Got Talent. You're much funnier than them. Yeah. You know, you could do that. I'm like...
It's like, dude, yeah, of course I'll try, but it's just...
I gotta be honest, I don't want to be negative, but now that I'm on it, America's Got Talent is not my thing.
It is not my thing, but I'll do it.
I think that you could do it.
I could probably do it. We all could do it.
Yeah.
But
well, you're lucky because, and I don't want to say, well, I don't know if you're lucky is the right word, but you're clean for the most part, so that's good. That definitely provides a lot of opportunities.
Oh yeah, dirty birdies.
Yeah, I'm trying. I know. I'm trying to get cleaner. You know, it's definitely a process.
I have both. I definitely have a ton of dirty shit. Yeah. But I have some clean stuff that I could do on TV. Yeah. But anybody who's 100% dirty birdie, I'm like, you gotta have. Eventually, I mean, yeah, you always can go your whole path of dirty birdie, but it's just easier to
Might be a longer path.
It might be a longer path. It's going to be a longer fucking path. Because, you know, you just have to build it over. I mean, look, Doug Stanhope did it. Now he's a fucking legend. But that took so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's still there. People do it.
So how long have you been doing stand-up?
Fuck, I don't even know. Stand-up, probably 6.5 years.
I'm 6 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did improv first.
Me too!
I was so scared to stand up.
Me too!
Yeah.
Wait, what did you do?
Second City.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you go?
I started with UCB 8 years ago.
I went to Second City. I started with like
ago?
second. No, I went. Yeah, and then I did Second City like 8 years ago.
Oh my god, yeah, I did UCB 8 years ago, and then I moved here and did Groundlings, and then I was like, I just have to fucking do stand-up.
Yeah.
I had done some mics already 8 years ago, but I don't really count it. I actually did my first mic when I was 18, technically. That's so crazy.
Because I had done some. I don't count my first couple years because I touched the mic like 4 times.
Yeah, I know. It's like, when do you really count it?
I counted it when like I finally said stop being a little bitch
yes!
and go fucking do it, and then I did, and then now it's home. Like I'm a junkie.
So for me,
microphone.
like I had always wanted to do stand-up, and it was before I was sober, and I would talk about it all the time. Like I'd talk about it high. Okay, so I know Bob Saget's daughter, and I used to be high on coke telling her how badly I wanted to do stand-up, and I was like, introduce me to your dad, and it was just like so gross.
Yeah.
Like I was just so high on coke and disgusting.
I remember those days, yeah.
And it's so embarrassing, and like now she'll like all my stand-up stuff, and it just feels like a good full circle thing.
Yeah.
And then he came in one night to the store, and I was like, oh, I know your daughter. He goes, oh, really? And he was really open. I go, yeah, it's so funny. I used to tell her all the time how much like I wanted to do stand-up when I was on coke, and like now I'm doing it. And he was like, great.
Yeah.
And like walked away, and I was like,
you probably
why did I do that? That was like a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and it was meant to be in good spirits, but it was not a good look.
Yeah, he probably was caught off guard. He's like, oh, great, cool.
But yeah, like for me, like it was part of that fear of like, you know, before I could get sober, before I can do the things that I want to do. Like, was it that way for you as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I talked about it for years. I don't know if I talked about it a lot, but I definitely had brought it up to select friends that were funny too. So like, you know, and you know, you're just scared, so you're like, hey, we could do that. You're trying to pull one of them in it with you.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, because they were funny. And my first improv class, I got my buddy Adam Mockett to go with me.
Hey, Adam.
And I love Adam. He's a sweetheart, and he quit. And I still say you're the funniest motherfucker I know, Adam. So get back out there. But he's
I
doing.
hope this is recording.
I hope so too.
I so desperately want to check. Keep talking.
And then, but he went on to fucking own finance company, so he's doing just fine.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'm very OCD.
it's okay. That's good. You're gonna create a good product.
Thank you.
But he
This is Lottie.
quit. Lottie?
Lottie.
Lottie. He quit, and I kept going, and that's.
I love that. So were you funny growing up? You know.
Yeah, I was always nuts.
Yeah.
I was always the firecracker stink bomb kid, you know, and just fucking running amok, just throwing shit, apples and chocolate milk boxes at people.
Oh, okay.
Just like a shithead, like your standard dumb fucking kid in school that liked trouble, but not like.
Like
bad.
the way that you look now.
Yeah,
the same exact.
Yeah, this kid.
It's been the same.
It's
I
been
love
my
it.
entire.
Wait, so you grew
life.
up here?
Yeah.
Okay, you look like it.
Yeah.
What part of LA?
Torrance. It's
So,
the suburbs on the outskirts. It's LA County, but nobody knows where the fuck Torrance is.
Yeah, where is that?
It's by Redondo Beach, Hermosa Beach.
Torrance is one of the schools from Bring It On.
Is it?
Remember that cheerleading movie?
I do, I saw that.
Torrance was like the,
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cheers. It's fucking.
Oh, really?
Torrance is just like upper middle class.
Uh-huh.
But then it has it goes Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, Torrance Beach, but then Torrance Inland, and then it goes like it starts to get hood. So Torrance has a little bit of diversity.
Yeah.
But all my ghetto cousins and family and thugs and shit, they're like, we don't cross Western to come to Torrance, because as soon as you cross that street to come to the beach cities, they're like, we get pulled over.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and you're Mexican.
Yeah.
So did you have like a big Mexican family?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh yeah. They lived on the other side of Western off like Dinker and fucking 212. I don't even fucking know, but like it was hood, and we saw bullet holes on the side of the cars growing up.
Yeah.
But then you just come 2 miles this way, and it's just fucking Asian people and white people, construction workers, and it's just like people have trucks and homes. Like everybody knows how to turn a wrench. I feel like it's a lot of independent contractors in Torrance.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of white guys with mustaches that hang drywall, you know? They just fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a weird city. And a lot of Asians. My high school was more than half Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a good, safe neighborhood with good schools, and they come in and they work hard and they got that money and they got rid of us whites. No.
So were you like a skater, stoner?
I was a skater, stoner, surfer kid, but then I was like I love skate culture, but then I broke my leg on a quarter pipe, and then I didn't skate, so I guess I was a poser, but I did try. I just sucked at it. So I was tired of falling and getting hurt, so I quit.
Did you wear airwalks and
Vans? I was always Vans.
Yeah.
Maybe like one pair of Globes, some E-Americas, but mainly 90% Vans.
Did you have soap shoes?
No.
Those
that
are
was for the whack-ass kids. That was for the little bitches. Even though in their height, I wanted them so bad. I'm so glad, like, a part of me was like, don't do it, don't be a little bitch.
Wait, soap were the ones that you can, like, glide on the stuff
Yeah, they
with.
had a part in the middle of your heel that you could glide down a pole.
My brother had those.
Yeah, those were bad. Those are like rollerblading. You're bad. It's skateboard or die. There's no rollerblading over here. Yeah, it's just a weird thing, you know? You can't do that.
And did you go to college, or?
No.
No.
I think I went for one semester at community college.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just, like, stopped.
So, what were you doing during that time, like, when you got out of high school?
Cocaine.
Okay, so yeah, you're sober now.
I'm sober 5.5 years.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't say narcotics crept, you know, it's just like in the movies, they creep in slow. Mm-hmm. You know, you're like, oh, I'll try that.
Like you can't get something one day, and you're like,
yeah, and
I'll
then
try heroin.
yeah, and then it's just alcohol is the goddamn devil, and alcohol led to me going, yeah, I'll try coke. Oh, that's fun. Oh yeah, let's try coke. Like on the weekends, and then it's Tuesday and it's noon. Who cares? Give me a fucking rail.
For me, coke was my problem too. That's why I got
and Oxycontin pills, Vicodins, Norcos, Dilaudid.
You liked both?
I love both. I love getting high off coke, and when the crash came, fucking popping oxys.
Because it's usually one or the other. I feel
love both.
You know what I mean?
At the same time.
Wow.
Oh, it was so good.
I don't think I've done that.
Don't. That's how a lot of
maybe
people...
like Xanax to come down. That's how people... It's called dying.
I don't never like Xanax though. It was yeah.
I love Xanax.
The Mexican speedball, man. Everybody knows. That's
What's
what
the Mexican speedball?
Heroin and speed. An upper and a downer.
Yeah.
And it took out John Belushi and Mitch Hedberg and I believe River Phoenix.
Is a speedball different from a Mexican speedball?
Yeah, I believe it's called, I gotta Google it, Urban Dictionary, but the slang is Mexican speedball is heroin and speed, or heroin and coke. And you mix a little bit of each and you shoot it up or something.
How is that different from a regular speedball?
Speed is just speed.
Oh, no, but a speedball...
Yeah, that's just like the nickname.
Yeah.
I believe it's called the Mexican speedball. I don't know. I've been out of the game a long time.
Yeah, whatever. Not that it matters.
Yeah, well, there's this fucking speedball, and that's just tweak.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Mexican speedball is supposed to be that and heroin.
Yeah.
So you go up and down at the same time, and it's very volatile, very dangerous, and it kills a lot of people. And it took out those 3 celebrities I just named.
Yeah.
I don't think Farley was one. It was just coke.
I think he had a
But John Belushi was both, and Mitch was both. And of course, because they're dope-ass motherfuckers, and that's...
When you were partying, like, what was your life like?
It was smooth for a while. I had maybe I think that now, but, you know, like, I had a dope house. I rented and paid, and it was a party house, and it was right by the beach, and not by it, but like a mile from the beach, so we'd go to Hermosa party, and like everybody knew to go back to Craig's house. It was just the party house. And then, you know, the narcotics crept in, and then it just turned a little dark, weird, gross, and ugly. Then I got kicked out, and then I moved back home with my mom with my habits, and that was even darker and grosser and more disgusting. And then finally I got arrested for that firecracker horse assault.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's when I was like, I need to go do stand-up and I need to get sober.
Did you talk about that on our old podcast, International Bad Boys?
Yeah.
What was the story again? For my new podcast?
I threw firecrackers at sheriffs in Hermosa Beach on horses, like a posse of them. There
was a lot.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So you saw a bunch of them and you were like hiding in the bushes?
The truth of the situation that I don't say in my act is I was just drunk and a dumb fuck and I wanted to light firecrackers. And I did light firecrackers, threw them on the ground. And then I looked up and then I saw a posse of sheriffs on horses that I failed to fucking notice before I lit them. And then I went,
really?
I swear on my life. And then I went, oh.
What happened?
They went off and they didn't see me do it. And in reality, I just went like, oh, fuck. Like, I did not intentionally mean to do that at all. I was just a dumb fucking mischief motherfucker.
How old were you?
25 or 26.
Yeah. That's about right.
Yeah. And it was 4th of July, so I didn't even see them. It was just Hermosa Beach.
Mm-hmm.
4th of July. There's
chaos.
400,000. I don't know. There's so many people. You can't get a spot on the sand. And then I lit them through them, and it was just like in a movie. I look up and I was like, uh-oh. And then, you start praying to God. You're like, God, if you just get me out of this, I won't fuck up anymore. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. And then they went off and they spooked the horses and they went, Ree.
But nothing happened because they were like low ones, like medium height kind of ones.
No, they just fucking got scared, of course. They weren't directly underneath them, but it was very, very close to them. And
you got arrested.
No, and then I walked, so the cops are over there walking towards me, and I'm walking through firecrackers like Man on Fire in the movie. I'm not even kidding. I'm literally coming out of a cloud of smoke. But I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people, so they don't know that it's
right.
me. And then I actually make it, they come this way and I go that way, and I make it past them walking separate directions. And then some guy rats me out and he goes, it's the guy with the backpack or the bandana, or he said one or both.
Sombrero.
Yeah, and I was like, oh fuck, that's me. And then I seen them coming and I just started running and they tackled me. And they would have beat the fuck out of me, but there was about 50,000 witnesses, so. And everybody was booing me, and I was like, what? This is firecrackers. Like,
yeah.
This is 4th of July. You're supposed to be rooting for me to get away. And then they like called me a terrorist and a hippie, and then one of my punchlines for my jokes are like, where are the drugs at? Where are the drugs at? And I'm like, in my body. You're too late. I remember thinking that and being like, oh my God, thank God I did all the coke and smoked my last joint.
But what did you have?
So I kept my mouth shut and got a lawyer, and that's what you need to do, people. This is America. And I said nothing, and because they didn't see me do it, and I didn't admit to it, they just got me for possession of fireworks. Because I had a backpack full of them, because I was selling them at that time. Mm. But the charges were assault on an officer, assault on a horse officer, which is a felony too, and more expensive of a fine, because of PETA and shit. And then assault, a detonation of explosive devices and possession of explosive devices. And I got a good lawyer, and he fucking postponed it for like a year or more. And then the dust settled, and I got banned from Hermosa Beach for 3 years, the Pier and Plaza, and the beach. And then I had to do Caltrans beach cleanup, freeway cleanup. And I was on probation for 3 years. The Caltrans, just like 2 weeks, 14 days.
So you have to be the guy on the side of the road with the pick, picking up the garbage.
Yeah.
And did that feel humiliating?
Yeah, big time, especially because I got to go to the beach, and I grew up there, and so every single day I was doing it, I would see somebody I knew. Like, Craig, but they knew me, and they were like, what the fuck do you do? And they would just laugh because it was expected. And, yeah, and actually, I swear to God, every single day that I worked, doing that shit, I would run into a different homie in trouble for a different crime. Oh. Be like, oh, Dustin, what's up? What did you do? He's like, heroin. And it was just so funny. Like, 8 out of 10 days, I would seriously run into a buddy down there, and it would kind of be fun.
Well, that's not that bad.
I know, but it's just like, what kind of crowd are you running with when every time you go to do court-ordered police fucking shit, you run into a buddy?
And did you have that realization in the middle of that?
Yeah, it's like you need to run with new circles. This isn't very healthy. Even though you love them and they love you, and the best intentions are, it could be a positive relationship, but if like they're drinking and drugging and into that, it's like, I can't be around you anymore. It's like, I love you, homie, but I'm done with you, you know? Because you can't. You fucking can't.
So, is this around the time that you started to get sober?
Kinda. I said I'm gonna do no narcotics.
Okay.
Which worked for a little while. Worked, you know? And then there was several more incidents, and then I was just like, fuck, I'm fucking done, dude.
So, you got sober out there and then you moved to LA?
No, I got sober in Hollywood. I moved to Hollywood, partied for about 6 months here, and then got sober.
And you moved here with the intention of pursuing comedy?
Yeah.
Okay. And then did that feel like a big move for you, even though it's not, but like an emotional move as someone who grew up in LA, you know, by the beach, making like a move from there to, even though it's not do you know what I mean, though?
It was like symbolic, as well as like, even though Torrance is 45 minutes out of Hollywood, no traffic, hour and a half with, it's just far enough to where you're not going to do it as much because it's so annoying. And as well as it's like, oh, like I can't go home now. Mom sold the house and moved in and built the back house on Aunt's house. Like, there's no more backup plan. And then as well as it's just like, I think it's the Spanish conquistadors, those pieces of shit that did bad things. But like, did you ever hear the story where they went to invade, I believe it was Mexico, and they went to go invade I don't even remember if it's the Aztecs or the Mayans, but it was some people, and it was like
Spanish Armada?
The Spanish Armada.
Are you serious?
But
Is that what that was?
I don't even know. That might be something else, but I just know the Spanish went to go invade another country, and it was like, they're like, there's no way we could take over this population of people. There's 10,000 of them, and there's 200 of us. And then the captain burned the ships. He's like, well, now we have to. You know what I mean? It's like symbolic to say, like, I burned the ships. You know what I mean? Like, I got fired from Trader Joe's. That ship is burned. There's no more backup plans. Now I have to do it. Like, the moving to Hollywood was as silly as it just is moving an hour away, but it's like, now I have to do it. There's no more talk.
Totally.
Like, you know, I burned the ships. I fucked up that history and that analogy, but I get the gist of it. It's like, there's no more backup plan. You just, now you have to succeed because that's your only fucking option. You know, take the leap or whatever, you know, same shit.
So, you got a job at
Trader Joe's. Oh, Jesus.
And what was that like?
That was my whole life for the last 11 years.
Was it 11 years? Yeah.
Yeah, 10.75 years. 10 years, 8 months.
I've heard they're a very good company though. That they really take care of their employees.
They really do. You get full-time benefits and maxed out at $24 an hour to stock bananas. 24 an hour? Yeah. So there's a reason people say
what the fuck?
Trader Joe's, man. That's why.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
That's
why their food prices are so low? That doesn't make sense.
They just run a good business model.
Wow.
They're good at their shit, and they got delicious treats. And I do not ever want to work there again, but it fucking, I ain't even gonna lie, it probably saved my life. It was there while I was on coke and oxys. It was there, I worked there when I buried 2 grandmothers, which was brutal. And then they didn't fire me. I missed work twice because I was in jail. Came to work bloody, fucking scabbed up forehead, and they just laughed at me. The 4th of July firecracker assault. One of my managers was holding up the newspaper because they made the newspaper front page. And
do you have that still?
No, because at that time I was so wounded and didn't want to deal with it that people were like, here. I'm like, get that away from me. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it.
I can't believe you don't have that anymore.
I know. It exists on the internet, but I'm sure I could find it, but it made 3 local newspapers.
That's dope.
I know.
You know?
It's so funny. And then my manager was holding up the newspaper, and he's so funny. He's like, Craig, is there anything you want to tell me about this weekend that happened? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. And he's just laughing, literally holding the article. Anyways, I say that because I'm sure they could have fired me for that. And I missed work, no call, no show, because I was in jail. And they just didn't. And my managers were dope. Anyways, I was a jackass, still doing my same antics. Farting on people, shaking up soda.
So what's with the farting on people
so
thing?
Funny to me.
So that's like a thing. Is that like a video you started doing? Because I wasn't following this.
I've always farted on people.
Okay.
My entire life. That's not a joke, and I just think it's so funny.
Yeah.
And on this particular one, I farted on a manager, and
you were having someone record you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And it went viral. And my manager didn't give a fuck. He's dope. He'll fart on me right back. He didn't care.
Yeah. Is this the same guy throughout?
No, I harassed everybody.
Okay.
It was just fun. But they loved it. It wasn't coming from a place of maliciousness. Everybody I fucked with was my friend. And I would be like, hey, fuck face. And they'd be like, hey, pussy face. Like, it was just fun.
Yeah.
And we just talk shit and have a good time in a fun way. But then it went viral, and my following grew, and then basically the Laugh Factory posted my stand-up, and my IG started to blow up a little bit, and then a lot of eyes started getting on my Trader Joe's antics, and then it went a little viral in the company, and then corporate found out, and I don't even know the whole story, but I think a customer showed a manager in Spokane, Washington, and they're like, have you seen this guy doing this? And then that guy, the manager, instead of laughing at it, he was a rat bitch. He sent it to corporate. And then corporate was like, oh my God, get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
And then my manager fired me, but he's my buddy. And we're literally almost crying. I gave him a hug. I was like, do what you gotta do, man. It's all good. I know it ain't you. You're literally laughing at my fart videos. He literally went to my show on a Saturday and then fired me, I think, on a Tuesday. He was my buddy.
Right.
I still go in there and he gives me fucking cheeseburgers when they have barbecues and snacks and
nice.
There's no bad blood.
Yeah.
It was just corporate telling him to get rid of him. And even other managers contacted me that I'd worked with, and they were like, it's a shame Trader Joe's doesn't see the value in these silly fucking videos.
I mean, they have everyone wearing Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah,
can't we be a little laid back?
Yeah.
While it sucks that you got fired, it's a little dope also that someone so high up saw it.
Oh, yeah.
And we're watching, that's fucking hilarious of a huge corporation.
It is really funny.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny that they had a meeting going, this kid's farting on people. We
and
gotta
then they
get him
all
out
had to
of
watch the video.
Yeah.
And some of them had to pretend they didn't like the video when you know they did.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Some of them, I never even thought of that right now. Thank you. Maybe
Really?
Yeah.
And then when the asshole left the room, everyone's like, but it is funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I could explore that on stage. 'Cause how funny of a corporate meeting is that? Of a guy pretending to be pissed off, and then everybody leaves, and then he watches it and just cracks up.
I'm sure he also left and watched it, but I think people think that they have to make an example and they have to be the boss.
Yeah, because those shits are funny. I hate saying that because I want to sound like a cocky asshole, but I'll watch my old Trader Joe's. I used to hide in the milk box and yell at people and scare them.
Yeah.
I know Steven has similar stories.
He did that
I didn't do what he did.
That
shit's crazy. Yeah, because it's funny. I would film and go, and then go, They'd be buying eggs or milk and some shit. And they'd be like, what the fuck? Because they don't see you in there, you know?
Yeah.
And I would just laugh, and I'd shake up sodas and mineral waters and put them on the shelf to sell people so they blow up in their face.
Oh my God.
I'd shake up old people's fucking sodas as I would sell them to them because they're old and can't see so good. No, they were my buddies, and I would give them free bags and shit. And they were part of the gag, but it was just funny. They'd be like, hey, stop that. I'm going to drink that.
I got fired from a supermarket.
Yeah.
Stop and Shop. When I was 16, I went there high on mushrooms.
Oh, my God.
And I was, acting really weird. And, everyone there was, mentally, they were retarded.
Yeah, it's okay. I love that word.
I
know it's frowned upon. It's a fun word. I grew up on that word and it has a definition.
I love
goddammit.
retarded. We're looking right at the camera.
It has a definition.
Word retarded.
It's been around since fucking Latin days. It's like 2,000 years old.
Have you've seen Rick's bit on Rick Ingram?
Oh yeah, I love that
incredible.
bit. It's so funny.
But it's so true, and like everyone laughs at it, and it's like I know that you're not supposed to say it, but like it is like one of those. It is like a classic like.
It's a good word. I have a joke where I say I'm retarded.
Yeah.
And I have tried other words to be politically correct and more.
It's not as funny.
It's not as funny. It does not hit nearly as hard. Not even a fraction. It's like an eighth as good. You can't say I'm special. It
That's
doesn't.
not funny.
If I say I'm retarded, it gets a laugh 99% of the time. If I say I'm special, they're just like,
yeah. My joke is saying like everyone at Stop and Shop was retarded, and then I went to work there high on mushrooms, and you don't know paranoia until halfway through an 8-hour shift. You're like, wait, am I retarded? It's funny.
Yeah.
But people like it,
yeah.
you know. But it's like the whole, that whole politically correct thing. But I see more and more every night. Big comics firing back on the political correctness.
Yeah, because Joe Rogan said this. He's like, the only way they win is if you listen. So just don't listen and fuck them, and they'll go away, and you'll rise up.
Yeah. Because
you're just speaking truth in funny situations. Like, I have the fucked up part is like I have no ill will. What do you think? I'm a fucking devil monster that's gonna bully special needs persons? No, never in my life. But I'm at a comedy club doing jokes in a safe freedom of speech zone, and I'm saying words that, I mean, they're not there, you know? And I'm not, I mean nothing, I'm not making fun of them, and even in the context of my own joke, I'm calling myself retarded. I'm not making fun of them and their special needs. That I see that situation, I want to help in any way, shape, or form. You know, it's just like you get mad over a joke. It's a joke. It's not true, you know?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You know why you're here, right?
Yeah. I don't understand people getting upset at stuff that's not true. It's like, I don't know how to say that. Keep saying like, it's a joke. We're joking. It's like somebody coming to me like, hey, you look fat. I'm 145 pounds. Yeah. Like, I know they're joking. But of course, the insecurities of Hollywood and society are like, I do. Yeah. Do you do anything to stay in shape? Fucking dodgeball.
Dodgeball?
I'm so addicted.
Where do you do dodgeball?
Literally tonight in West Hollywood across from Pan Pacific Park at 7 p.m.
With who?
It's a league. That's a league. But there's open gyms there. It's like just like comedy. There's like a cult of dodgeball. Yeah. And there's different venues, everything goes back to comedy. Different parks that have it, and there's literally 6 locations in a 3-mile radius from here, I can tell you, where you can play dodgeball. Wow. I'm addicted.
How long have you been doing it?
Since I got sober, I swear to God, yeah.
Really?
It's such a weird thing.
How often do you go?
I try at least once a week. I like 2 to 3 times. It's for me, it's straight up therapy. It's like a release. It's my new drug. It's just it's a fun, positive way to get out, anger and rage. Yeah. That I feel like most human beings need, especially fucking dudes.
It's also
especially guys.
It's also really good to have like a hobby and something else you do outside of comedy. Yeah. Because it can get to be a little crazy when that's all you're focused on.
And yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I always, like, even I'll go to my family dinner once a week in Torrance to visit my sisters and my dad and mom and shit. And they, like, ask me, like, Hollywood questions, and, like, several times I've been like, this is my escape. Like, I don't want to talk about that, because that's literally all I talk about every single day of my life.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right. This is part of the normal. This is the business side. That I'm like, just let me just eat chocolate and play with my nephew. You know, like, I don't want to think about. I know they're coming from a sweet place. You're like, oh, how's it going? And it's just like, I'll
let you know when there's something you should know. But
when we turn on the TV and you see me on there, that's when you'll know. Yeah. Until then, I don't want to talk about it.
And they respect that.
Yeah. And I get, like, of course they want to know I'm their family and they care about me. And it's interesting, especially if you're not in the business. But when you're in the business, you're just like, oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Totally. Have they been supportive throughout this period?
Extremely, yeah.
From the start?
Yeah. Well, maybe not my parents, but like...
You know what? You know what I got recently? I'm not going to say who said it, and I don't think that they listen to my podcast, so I feel fine saying it, but I got... we were talking about having lunch, talking about comedy and stuff, and, what I've been up to, and they go, so have you created, like, a timeline for yourself? Like, how much longer you're gonna do it? And it's like, isn't that the fucking worst?
Yeah.
When people say that. And I don't think that...
I hate that.
I don't think they meant to be malicious. I think some people genuinely just don't know.
They don't get it, and they might not... Yeah, they just don't get, like, that this is not just something we can quit. It's in our DNA.
Yeah,
it's in
and
our
it's
soul.
not like a timeline. It's not like, if I don't do it within 5 years, I mean, it doesn't work like that.
Look at Vicky Babler.
Yeah, I don't know much.
How does her last name?
Barbalek?
Barbalek.
I don't know much about her.
She's the kindest, sweetest lady I ever did meet. And I don't even know her whole story, but the bottom line is I know that she was put on the shelf and just kind of was not... It wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And then she got AGT and Simon Cowell signed her on his management team.
Wow.
And now it's fucking happening. I don't know how old she is, but she's just an older lady. And, like, if anybody would have said this lady would be doing theaters 2 years ago, they'd be like, you're crazy. But look, she is. And I'm not making fun of her. I'm just saying, you never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You could be 35 years in the game and think you're dead in the water, and all of a sudden you're making $2 million a year, and that's so cool.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes, Joan Rivers said something to the effect of, like, someone was like, who of your friends have made it? And she said, everybody who didn't quit.
Yeah.
And I just love that. And I think it's, like, such a good through line for this business, because it's not, some people luck out and have a little overnight thing, but that's like a very small percent of people. It takes a very long time of hard work and focus and, determination, of course, luck and talent and all those other things. But, like, it's a process.
And being
and it's always like, yes.
Because as long as you're not a raging asshole to every motherfucker, you're going to make it.
Yeah.
So your friend, your husband, your wife, you're this, you're that. Someone's going to make it. And guess what? They take their fucking friends. Because that's what we do. Yeah.
Have you gotten those questions from people before who don't understand the business?
Yeah.
And
it's annoying.
Isn't it? So how do you respond to that?
I've been getting a little bit better with boundaries and just straight up saying, like, I don't want to talk about this with you.
Ooh.
It's
what?
You seem like an asshole.
You said that? You seem like an asshole?
I know, no, I mean, I feel like an asshole, but the reality of the situation is, it's like, I don't want to talk about this with you, And I don't know how else to say that, and other than just saying it.
I know, why do you sometimes, like, you have great boundaries.
I'm trying to. Usually I'm an open book with a fucking stranger, and you get down this rabbit hole, you're like, why am I exhausting my energy to change a stranger's mind?
And then you're like defending yourself.
Yeah, and then you're like, I don't even know you. Like, fucking bye. It's like, I don't need this shit.
Yes!
This world is hard enough. Fucking Christ.
Boundaries are hard for me. That's a fucking process too.
Everything's a goddamn process.
Do you feel uncomfortable in the beginning, like when you've said that to people, and then after a while,
for sure.
Like,
it's just because you get... Once you start getting... First of all, I gotta clearly say, I have a 15-year-old Camry in a studio with no kitchen, so I have not made it. But once you start to get, like, an ounce of success and like a following or whatever, like, the people approach you more. Strangers or fans or comics you may have never met, and sometimes their intentions are good and sometimes they're not. But basically, sometimes they're just exhausting. They're asking you questions on all this shit, and, like, I'm a nice guy and I want to help you, but also too, this shit's exhausting. Like, I have my own life to live, and I'm wondering different questions. You know, it's all I'm gonna ask my close headliner friend in a private conversation. I'm not gonna like go up to someone I don't know and ask unsolicited advice, you know. And I want to be helpful, but sometimes I'm like, yo, like this is not. I don't sign up for this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I want to help you and I want to wish you well, but like I am depressed right now. You know, I don't want to deal.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk down.
Are you a depressed person?
For sure.
Really? I would have never guessed
Yeah.
that. I know that, like,
I'm dying inside.
I've heard there's a thing that like some people are either more depressed or anxious.
I'm more depressed.
I'm more anxious.
Yeah.
Like
it's all the same thing. It comes
Yeah.
from a place of fear.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
We're just.
So what do you do to get out of that, or when you're feeling bad?
Try to stay busy. If I stay busy, if I'm doing podcasts and Laugh Factory and hiking and dodgeball, I feel good. If I sleep till noon and do nothing, I am fucking damn near suicidal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like I'm not trying to
I know
scare
exactly
anybody, but it's
what
just
you
like
mean.
you're like, what's the point of living?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I have no purpose. As long as I'm doing stuff, that's why you just gotta fill the void, you know, with healthy hobbies.
Do you have a daily sort of checklist of things that you like to do to feel good?
I should and I need to, and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I just like to work on anything comedy, my act, or spots, or tweaking a joke, or podcasting with friends, or dodgeball. Straight up, that's like my shit. When I'm doing those things, I'm happy, and when I'm not, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. And of course, I'll take some day off to do family shit, life shit. But even then, like, I need the break. But if I go do that for too long, the business buzz, like, you know, that fiend comes like,
you're like, I'm not relevant!
You're like, go grab a microphone. What do you do? You know? But at the end of the day, what I love most more than acting, improv, podcasting, hiking, is just grabbing a fucking microphone. It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best feeling in the world to make
incredible.
people laugh. I can't get over it.
It's such a high.
Yeah, you're like, I made strangers laugh. And I don't know if it's this the insecure myself of needing constant self-validation from a group of strangers or anybody for that matter, but it just makes me feel good to make the audience feel good.
Mm-hmm. And so you've been going on the road a lot too, and you've started to, for a couple years now, been like regularly opening, featuring for people, and is there any like, I don't know, kind of interesting experiences or stories that off the top of your head from any of that, or?
Well, when I was on the road with Eddie Ift, we were in his bingo bus, which is a cool bus, and we were just touring the country, and me and the other opener were in the back like, Eddie, we feel lightheaded, and we literally are like this with our nose under our shirts going, I feel like I'm dying, Eddie, and like something's wrong, and he's like, we'll stop by the hardware store, because he had thought that maybe exhaust was leaking in the back, and we were hotboxing fumes. And then sure enough, he bought the little carbon monoxide detector, and he put it in the back of the bus, and it went beep, 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 beep. And me and the other opener were like, we're fucking done, Eddie. We're not going in that car again. And then he had to get it towed back to California.
Oh my God, where were you?
In Iowa.
Really?
Yeah, it cost him like 2 G's or some shit to tow it.
Fuck. I've never been to Iowa.
It actually was really... Actually, we did 2 shows there. One was at a casino in Dubuque, and one was in Iowa City near the college. The college show at this bar venue was one of the best shows I've ever done in my life.
Really?
And the casino show was one of the worst shows I've ever done in my life. I bombed for 30 straight minutes.
Really?
It was like 4 p.m. daytime VIP farmer alcoholic racist crowd.
Yeah, that sounds like a weird...
It was bad. I was literally walking to the stage and Eddie goes, hey Craig, you're going to bomb, man.
But how did he...
And I was like, I know.
How did he know?
Because look at me. He's been doing it 24
Yeah.
years, has every trick, every tool on the belt he has. I got me. I don't know how to do anything. I don't even know how to pander.
What do you mean pander?
I just mean like, I don't, like you have your act. Can you do anything but your act?
What do you mean? I can do crowd work. What do you mean?
I don't even know if I have crowd work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you would just make it up.
Like that's
or
what
you
I
have,
just
like,
mean. Like I have my, I have what I have, and I don't know how to. I can't do political. I can't do topical. I can't.
Okay.
I can't give them what they want, and they're not gonna laugh at fart and heroin in Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even have Trader Joe's. So I'm just like, I'm just saying. I was bombing so bad for so long that I just started laughing at myself.
Yeah.
You know when something.
I had that experience recently where I opened for Eliza at the Ice House, and Punky and Nick Kekris happened to be there sitting in the audience because Feng Chao was hosting.
Yeah.
And they wanted to come and support. But it's weird to have like a comic and a friend sitting in the audience.
I hate that shit.
I've never experienced that.
It's the
Not
worst.
a comic, at least. And the crowd was so hot. It was like, it honestly felt like the Truman Show. Like, they were laughing at every single, like, anything you did.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had that experience
it's almost too much. You're
much.
like, wait.
And I not that fucking would, but like,
yeah.
because I don't want. It's like I want that, but it was too much.
That's the Ice House, though.
Yes, right.
It's that way pretty often.
Because I've done I don't think I've done. I do shows in the small room there,
Yeah.
But I haven't done enough shows in the big room. I've done a couple, but
the small room is electric too, but the main room is
nothing like
next
that.
level.
Okay.
You're just like, what is this?
I didn't experience that before, but maybe it's because I wasn't like opening for someone, so I think it might be a different kind of.
That's
when
even
people go
better
to see
because
someone,
they're fanatics. They're happy to be there. They want whatever you got to give them.
Yeah.
As opposed to like other nights might be like somebody dragging somebody out or this or that.
And you're seeing a friend or something.
That's like fanatics.
It was like uncomfortable, and I had to like adjust.
Yeah, you have to slow down. You have to wait.
I felt like I was like in another like I had like an out of body experience.
Yeah. That place will do that to you.
And I couldn't stop laughing. I started crying.
Yeah.
I posted the clip on my Instagram. I don't know if you've seen it, but I started like laughing, crying, and I could not contain myself, and I had like a major laughing fit.
And it
that
killed,
lasted
right?
so long. It did because they liked it too.
Yeah.
But like I was like in my head, like Eliza thinks I'm unprofessional. The first time I'm opening for her.
Just tell her that was the first time I've ever experienced anything like that.
I don't think she gave a fuck.
Yeah,
you know what
not.
I mean? I don't think she was thinking about it.
She was probably like, just bring me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it was just like, I don't know, it was just crazy. It was crazy. Is it like that? So
yeah, no, I
you open for Dalia.
Yeah, and
often.
if the crowd is fueling me, I can't stop laughing too. I've never like completely stopped like you, but I've gotten close to that.
And when you're crying,
I've literally like bent over laughing. I'm like, but I'm in my head like, you need to pull it together. You gotta do jokes.
I know.
And I'm just like, but it's such a good feeling.
Yeah, that's only like good vibes. I mean, like.
I was that way last Saturday in the Belly Room. Tammy Jo Deeren had me on her shows.
Oh, her audiences are great.
They're great. And I was just going through life, and I was a little, like, just tired, delirious. You know when you're just delirious?
Yeah.
But it's so fun, you know?
Yes.
And I was, like, you feel high, but you're not high, and I was just a fucking silly goose, dude.
Yes.
Like, loosey-goosey. And everything, like I was saying shit I don't normally say and laughing, and it was working, it was just heaven. It was heaven.
Do you find yourself being like a little more hackier on the road? Because you can be. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Just like act outs that you wouldn't do in LA at the Comedy Store, and then you're like, this is so fun. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, because I like I said, I have my jokes.
Yeah.
And I only have one version of them.
Mm-hmm.
I probably got something hacked.
Do you know what I mean? Just
No, I
like
know what you
feeling
mean.
a
I
little
think I've
more
done it.
open.
Yeah.
You're just adding in shit like.
Oh, adding shit for sure. But I know what you mean. The road like calls for hackishness.
And it's like
that murder's harder. Like the shit you work so hard on in the fucking New York, LA, doesn't work in Middle America. You need to hack it up.
Yeah.
And
and it's like so fun.
Yeah, I don't know or how to do that. I think that's a good bad thing. But there's been times where I'm like, I need to adjust because this isn't the same.
Go bigger.
Yeah.
To like bring
But I don't know how to yet.
Yeah,
You gotta have different tools on the belts. You know, there's corporate gigs, there's Middle America gigs, and then there's comedy clubs in the metropolises. And I was born and raised and came up in LA, so I've only had this, you know. But you could always tell a road comic that's been on the road too long. Because then they come to LA and you're like, get out of here with that shit.
They're just like, ah!
Talking about like fucking, like those hackiest joke about like Asians eating dogs or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like that joke. You're like, I heard that when I was 9 years old.
Right.
You know, like, you don't do that at the Comedy Store, bro.
Right. Have you noticed that, like, when you're on the road and you have, like, an incredible weekend, you just, like, killed it, and then you can, like, come back Monday and you just bomb at potluck, and you're like, what the fuck?
It's even worse for me. It's sometimes I'll have an amazing weekend and I'll come back for potluck at the Comedy Store and just not get up. And I'm like, I was like, I did sold out theaters with 2,200 people.
Yeah.
Like, just give me 3, motherfucker.
When you open for Dalia, do you get a lot of girls who come up to you after? Because Dalia brings girls.
No.
Okay, is that something... sorry, I don't know if you're dating someone right now.
We broke up, but yeah, girls.
Oh, but at the time you were okay, yeah.
I've always been lucky that I have like feel like I have a look like where girls like I'm a mistake that a girl wants to have. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like where I'm like, oh, I've never had that fucking skater, hippie, druggy kid. So I've always been lucky with girls before comedy, during you know.
Yeah, you've always gotten girls.
Yeah, and I've always been comfortable around them because I was raised by all women, so I'm not a complete dumb fuck. But yeah, you know, girls like you when you do comedy and you're up there making, you know, thousands of people laugh. I'm sure that's
it's such a thing with guys too. Like girls will be like obsessed with a guy who's a comic if they're in the audience and they're like, he's so funny, I want to fuck him. It's just like this thing.
It's pretty awesome.
So crazy. It's not the same for girls.
No, it's not.
I know.
You poor bastard.
I know.
No, it don't matter if you're the most beautiful girl in all the land. If you kill on stage, I don't think any guy's
I don't
gonna
like
hit
her. She's too confident.
She's too smart. Or she's too this. She's too powerful.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I've always been attracted to funny.
Yeah.
But I've heard that from dozens of female comics. Just like guys will not hit on you after a show.
Yeah, no. I can count how many times on my hand.
How many?
Like maybe 3.
And you're one of the pretty ones.
Thank you.
So,
I don't know. I mean, like I'll get like messages from guys, but not in person. You did?
Yeah, not. I got scared on 2 different levels.
We look the same.
I was like your buddy. Your husband's my buddy.
Yeah, that's okay.
And then also, I didn't want to like make fun of goofy female comic.
No.
Yeah.
It's all good. No, it was supposed to be a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment. That's the PC police coming in my brain right there.
So I know that like you've dated, you know, some female comics, but have you dated someone who wasn't a comic, and did she find it hard to be in a relationship with one? Yeah,
for sure. It's hard. I've dated comic and non-comic, and it's very hard for them because, and us or me, because it's always career first. And even though I've been lucky and dated reasonable women that get it and don't put pressure on me whatsoever, but I know that it's still there, and like, yeah, you could go a certain amount of time, 6, 8 months, maybe a year, but then eventually every relationship needs to evolve and it needs more, and I'm just at no place in my life to give more. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a thing I put in my own head, but it's like, I'm a man and I want to provide, I want to buy you a house, I want to buy you a car, I want to be fucking, you know, not that that's even what anyone may or may want, it's what I just want to take care of my woman. You know? And when I don't know when the next paycheck's coming in, it's just like, I'm not there yet.
Of course, yeah.
And it's just a shitty thing. It's just timing, you know, it's just bad fucking timing.
Well,
yeah.
I feel like that's the worst place to end it on, but I feel like the video was like running out after an hour, and I just looked down and noticed that.
It's okay. Well, let's do one more happy thing. Yeah, that was sad. Anyways,
what are some goals that you want to reach this year, or things that you're thinking about? Do you write?
I want to start touring. I want to start touring my own shows, my own audiences at a headliner, and step away from opener to headliner.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have like such a great look. Your character.
Yeah.
But like it works.
Thank you.
It works. You know, and I think that you have a great thing going on. You're very funny. You're unique and original. I don't know anyone else like you.
Well, thank you.
Right?
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're very hardworking. You're positive.
Just trying to be, you know.
I love it.
The feeling is extremely mutual. I love you, and you're a treat.
Thank you.
And you're very funny, and thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thank you so much. And what's your podcast called?
Community Service.
Community Service. And where can people find you on social media?
Craig P. Conant on all platforms. Hit me up.
And then check his YouTube videos out. Very funny.
Yes.
Catch him live in LA and in some other cities, and you post all that on.
Yeah, just hit me up. It's all on my IG and Twitter.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
I don't know why, but and then I was like, I don't want the camera to like stop. You know what I mean?